Another banger day, man. A recovery day, I like to call it. After a losing day yesterday, we didn't be little bitches and don't take our shot. I know so many traders, they take a losing trade, they lose all their confidence. Whenever I take a loss, I take that as a learning experience. I take that as a time to be able to review my trades and then give my strategy another shot. At the end of the day, you guys need to understand that without taking risk, there is no reward. I am in love with the risk, the same way you guys should be in love with the risk. But yeah, let's go ahead and break down these trades here that we took today, this morning, for our signal room, which we have a 3-day trial right now, so you guys can literally get it for freaking free. And you guys could have caught freaking a bunch of freaking R2R today. So let's go ahead and break it down though. You are not subscribed to my freaking channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. It's completely free. I've been dropping content for you guys nearly on a daily freaking basis, so yeah, you guys can become profitable. And 26% of you guys are literally not subscribing to me. So please, it's free. We had this area here that we were looking to target, even a little lower over here, because if you notice to the left, we have that zone sitting down over there. And we have a level here, level here, level here, level here. So if you want to just continue to stretch it out, you're going to see how valid that zone actually is. So that was definitely a target zone because we started to create this lower high. We have a lower high over here. We have a higher high, lower high, lower high, lower lows. So we decided to start looking for sell positions, because if I'm being honest, we have the middle of this range, which is sitting right over here. So if that's the middle of the range, we do know that whenever we're above the middle of the range, we tend to get buy positions. Whenever we're below the middle of the range, we tend to get sell positions. So if we're going to look to take a trade within the range, we do also have to understand that we are trading the range. We're in and out of the market and just looking to get out at our level here of equal lows. I'm gonna go ahead and draw this zone right over there. And then on the hourly time frame, you guys can clearly see a massive impulse leg to the downside. So this was the confirmation for the trade right over here. We came into the markets and the markets were looking something like this. Okay, so this is our confirmation candle over here that price is definitely going to want to look to go bearish. So then we had a small range sitting from here to here. Okay, this was our range that we were looking to trade out of. Okay, so we were maybe going to look for buys above here. Not really, because there wasn't a lot of room to the upside at that point, because we do have that small level here. But if you're noticing here on the 5-minute time frame, we have pretty clean candles here to push down and mimic that move to the downside. We went up to a 30-minute and all we did was wait. We waited for price to give us confirmations. No confirmations just yet. And on this candle right over here, we actually executed our position based off the 5-minute time frame. Now, this trade was a little bit scary because we did see a lot of drawdown, but we had a stop loss sitting right over here, which was pretty nice. If you notice, price does come back up into the range, and then we literally called it in the chat saying, says, what a fake out. Jeez. So that was not fun to deal with, but we were still in the trade, right? We got that push to the upside, and now that is creating a lower high structure. Once we get this next candle here, now we understand that price could definitely come down because we broke lows and respected previous highs. So that's when we decided to go down, and we get another confirmation here on the 5-minute time frame, and the 15-minute time frame just starts to push down to the downside. We had a target of a 1 to 2 sitting down over here just at the bottom of this range, because we did notice that every single time price pushes up from this range, we always end up coming right back down, right? Price pushes up, always end up coming back down. Price pushes up, always back down. So I wasn't expecting anything different when it came to this position here. So on the 5-minute time frame, we decided to hold this trade. Once price decided to bleed down, stops went to break even at that point, and we were just looking to target these lows. So once price pushed down, boom, 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 we get that 1 to 2 risk reward ratio smash, and my position got closed fully at this area because there was no more room to the downside. If this was clean candles, if we were entering within this range here, I probably would have held some runners, but since we knew that we were ranging, we do have to understand that it's time to get out of the position. So pretty simple trade here. We did have this high here that we wanted to respect, and we had this low here that we wanted to disrespect, sitting right over here on the 5-minute time frame, which eventually we did get the move coming out of that zone. So clean 1 to 2 risk reward. That puts us up +1 R to R on the week, just due to the fact that we did take a -1 R to R loss yesterday. So it doesn't matter, guys. We just got to continue shooting our shots. So we're up 2 R to R on the day, 1 R to R on the week right here. And then that's when I decided to catch the banger. That's probably going to be the banger of the week for me, which is US30. Also, big announcement, the vlog is dropping tomorrow. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that vlog out. Me and my editor have been working very hard on it today to get it launched for you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you guys are there. Like this, okay? So we had this low. Let's go up to the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame. So we noticed that we had a structure point sitting down over here on US 30. So we did know that that was a zone that we might look to hold and maybe get a nice position out of. But we also had target levels sitting over here for US 30 as well. If you're noticing all these little reactions and taps and rejections and pushes and a bunch of reactions sitting at that level. So that was definitely looking to be my target zone. And also this area over here was looking pretty nice to target as well. So once price decided to start to come down, we went down in time frames and we started to look at the lower time frames. We also noticed that we have a rejection sitting down over here at this area here. And then we went down to the 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, we start to push down. And then on the 5-minute time frame, we start to get this small range. So what I was waiting for was some sort of double bottom here. Once we get that double bottom with confirmations that price wants to push up, which is right on this candle right over here. Once we flip bullish on that candle, we executed this position right over here. Took this position right over here, stop loss, went below these lows and into this new range, right? Because if price starts to trade within this range over here, we have a possibility of losing the trade completely because price can just really just come all the way down over here. So we saw this double bottom, we saw confirmations on the 5-minute time frame, but we also knew that we had tons of upside here. We had tons of upside potential, maybe to tap into this area, maybe to tap into this area here. So I decided to go for a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio on this one position. So right over here, we were looking to target these highs up here, which was sitting up here. So right at this area over here, we saw that we had reaction, tons of reactions. If you look left, you can even stretch this here to the left and go up to the 30-minute time frame, and then you're going to see all these levels of reaction, right? So this is a good target zone if price can definitely push back up there. So I held my full position for this trade. Price did start to show me signs of weakness here, but no need to worry. Price does give us that confirmation that we are now going to go bullish. So that could have even been a re-entry for the people who didn't enter on that position. And then price decides to just start to push up here. So price comes up, comes down. We're at our 101, so we moved our stops to break even at that point. And then now it's a risk-free trade. Now this trade is either going to come back down to my break-even point and stop me out at break even, which is not a loss, and we'll still be up 2 R on the day, or I can hold this trade to a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio and be up 6 R for the day, which would actually put us up 5 R on the week, which I think a lot of people take that for granted. Whenever you're in a winning position, you also have to understand that there's going to be a lot of room to the upside. There's going to be a lot of moves that you can hold for a position, especially it's going to be easier to hold trades when you are up on the week or up on the day. I was up on this specific day, so that's what led me to hold that trade. Now, if you're also noticing, we do have that push to the downside here. Now we're starting to grab that bully SMA and start to bully price to the upside here. Also, massive rejection zone here to the downside, which we had rejections over here, we had rejections over here, and then now we're getting those rejections at that same level of rejection that we usually get it at. So that's a lot of confirmations that notice what happens when price starts to reject this level here. Most of the time we start to get a massive push to the upside, right? So why can't I expect a massive push to the upside? So right over here, same thing, massive push to the upside. Over here, same thing, massive push to the upside. So now you have to ask yourself the question. Price has told us that it gives us massive moves from this area here. So if we are entering based off this area here as well, we can start to see that price is clearly going to give us a massive push to the upside. It's all about using what you've seen in the past, being able to use it in the future, being able to really see price give us a nice push from places that we've pushed before. So now we had this small no trade range here. Okay, so that's why another reason why my stops went to break even at this point. We had a small no trade range. So two things can happen in this range. Price is either going to go ahead and push up, or price is going to melt down below and push to the downside. So we were anticipating this price to push up because we've had massive levels of rejection at that level before. So now we're getting confirmations. Now you guys could have even executed on this position right over here with confirmations that we're closing above these highs over here with stop loss below these lows to then look to target the same target area that we were looking for, or even higher, about this area up here, which still was a nice rejection and reaction area. Now price decides to push up, and give us the move that we're looking for. So boom, 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 you guys would have won that trade as well. So I did leave a lot of money on the table on this trade just by closing at a 1 to 4, but I can't be upset about it. Yesterday in the mentorship group, we'll be live with them tomorrow as well. It's 4-week class. But for the mentorship group, we were literally telling them that we don't need to catch the whole cake. We really just need to catch a piece of the cake, and we'll be happy. We can eat with that. We can be excited with that. But there's gonna be times that you get out of your positions and you're sad about it because price just continues to go up. But it all depends on what your plan was for that specific trade, or what you saw that specific trade going to. Now, there's never going to be a time, well, I say never, but very unlikely, that you are going to close at the exact pip of the end of the move. So stop trying to chase the exact end of the move and trying to call tops and trying to call bottoms. You want to get out at zones or levels that price is either going to react or reject that. If price decides to push past those zones, well, it doesn't matter because that wasn't part of your plan. So for our plan today was definitely to close here. We actually told them to close at a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio as well. We want to make sure that you guys are definitely doing everything that we're telling you guys to do. So TP4 fully out here, which is beautiful. We didn't even leave any runners on this position, although we did see a lot of upside. But at the end of the day, we were up 6 R on the day. That's what you guys need to focus on. You're just making sure that your risk to reward ratio is on point each and every day, because whenever you guys take a loss, you know that you have a 1 to 2 strategy, or a 1 to 3, or a 1 to 4 in this case. If you guys go for 1 to 4s, you can lose 3 trades, win 1 trade, and be profitable. If you guys go for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, you could lose 1 trade, you can lose another trade, and then still be break even at that point. So I do believe that risk to reward is everything, because risk to reward is what's going to keep your psychology in check. So whenever you guys are debating, oh, should I just go for a 1-1? I don't think you guys should go for a 1-1. You guys should always go for a 1 to 2 or more. Now, when I say or more, is because there has to be zones that you can target for more risk to reward ratio. It's not just saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna go for a 1 to 4 even though we're sitting in a range. So let's talk about this gold trade. I can't go for a 1 to 4 here because there's no range here to target. Now, when we're looking at a 1 to 4 on US 30, there's a lot of room to the upside for me to target a 1 to 4 or a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 5. I left a lot of money on the table, but that doesn't mean that I'm upset about it. I could have even caught, let's see how much this trade actually freaking flew without coming back down to break even. I could have even freaking held it all the way up here, which was the overall target zone. That would have been a 1 to 11 risk to reward ratio. Do I need to catch a 1 to 11 risk to reward ratio? No, I'm happy with my 1 to 4 and I call it a day there, and then I move on to the next trading day. So it doesn't really affect me too much that price decides just to continue up, because I made my profits. You guys also have to understand that when you are taking a trade and when you're being a trader, there's going to be so many people that are losing in this market, and you have to be grateful for the times that you are winning. You have to understand that at least you won on your position. That is the whole goal as a trader. While other people are losing, and while there's tons and tons of losers in the markets, you're going to be the person winning in this market. Just for that reason alone, you should be grateful for each and every one of your positions, and don't be upset if price decides to continue running past your zone. That's irrelevant to you. It should be irrelevant to you. But yeah, boys, I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram. Make sure you guys leave a comment and like on this post. Guys, I read all my comments, so if you guys don't leave a comment, I'm gonna be very upset. I know that I've been dropping videos on a constant freaking basis for you guys, but yeah, love you guys. Peace.